When I first started trading, I thought growing an account was going to be easy at first until I realized that it actually took a lot of hard work and dedication and consistency showing up in the market every single day. I had dreams of growing $1,000 account to $20,000, $30,000 basically overnight. I would do the calculations and I would write everything down on my notebook and how much money I could make and all the things that I could do. And come to realize after almost 8 years of trading that it's not as easy or as fast as you may think when starting out. Now, this video isn't to discourage you, this is to encourage you. And we're going to look at some past numbers on some accounts and how the differences of each are explained and can help benefit you in your trading journey. So let's go ahead and dive into my computer. So my name's Johnny, by the way, um, and we hold a investing for beginners community on Facebook of over 70,000 members. We also have a Discord of a team just shy of $1,000 right now who are day traders. But what I want to showcase to you today is how something so small, a small $1,500 account could generate you, 1% a day, which is about $11, $11 to $15 a day. Now, when I first started out, I thought I had to be in a lot of different companies and hold them long term. I also started out with dividend investing for a while as well, where I was actually holding companies long term and getting dividends for being owner in those shares, for being a shareholder. Now, that was a slow grind. Imagine having $1,000 and making 10% in a year. Well, that's only about $100, which when you translate it in the 12 months, you're only looking at about maybe $8 to $10 per month. I mean, that's only maybe $2 a week. It's not very much. So, what I wanted to do was transition into swing trading, and then now, almost literally 8 years later, I'm day trading, swing trading, long-term investing, dividend capturing, as well as a few other different ways to generate money in the stock market. But this video, I solely want to rely on a couple of things. One, you don't need to have a ton of stocks and shares that you own. You don't need to own 10, 20 stocks the way I did when I first started. And heck, I think I even got it up to 50 plus stocks in my portfolio at one point. Now, when I realized, okay, I can make some money now, $10 a day, $15 a day, $20 a day, day trading or swing trading, you can actually make a lot more money long term than just buying and holding and waiting. Now, $1,500 isn't a lot to a lot of people, and it could be quite a bit of money to some. But at the very least, I started my journey with literally $5. I put $5 into an account, and I just slowly added money into that account as time went on. Every time I got paid, I'd throw $20 in there, $40 in there, sometimes $100 if I had it, and got this up to about $1,000. And even this small amount here of only $11, it's not a lot, but if you do that every single day, that's $50 a week, that's $250 a month, and that's when you could start seeing some really great compounding effects of trading. And so as we go to this one here, as you can see, now we're making 4% a day. We're around $100 a day with a small account again, only 2,400 bucks. Now I have less stocks that I'm actually holding. Looks like I had 3 shares of TQQQ. I only had 1 share of Mara because I just recently sold 85 shares on a day trade. And you could actually watch my last video where I explain that trade in a little more detail, and you could see how the buying power fluctuates from only $50 in buying power and having 85 shares of Mara to now having $1,400 in buying power and only 1 share of Mara, showcasing that I sold that position for a profit. Now, I did have a few shares in SCHD. I did have a recurring buy of $5 every day, which is about $25 a week or about $100 a month in going into SCHD. That was kind of my long-term dividend capturing strategy. And then I had one share of Meta. Now, we did a great job by locking in profits by using a trailing stop loss on Mara and locking in $101. But the main point of this video is for you guys to get inspiration and to give you a little of encouragement that we all start somewhere, whether it's $100, $1,500, $2,500. If you're consistent in the market and you show up every day, then you too can begin to grow your account. And as your account grows, you can then use more money to trade with more money. And even in instance like this, before it grew really big, $20 was a big day for me back then. Making $20 in a day was significant, especially with only $1,500. Then you start doing the math, $20 adds up to about $100 a week or $400 a month. And by just being able to lock in those small little amounts of money every single day, you can then begin to grow your account more and more. And the more you can grow it, the more you can actually build your account and then use that money to make more money, and so on and so forth. And so I really hope that this was, some type of a encouraging video, because maybe today you're a little discouraged. Maybe you're only making $5, maybe you're only making $20 a day. Maybe you're not making any money. Maybe you're having trouble by even locking in profits. I want you to know that I've been there before. Now, let's show you a day when I got into $2,000. This day, I lost $178 in a single day, and it was a pretty significant loss. Now, I did have only two shares, two holdings. I had Gladstone, 30 shares, and SCHD, which again, those were kind of my base investing to make dividends that was more safe and secure long term. And then I was playing with about $1,500 or so in the market. And that day was a crazy day. I built my account up from, literally $5 to $2,200, and then to give back $200 in a single day. It is discouraging, and that can be, you know, um, you kind of start second guessing everything in your life where, okay, I just lost $200 in a single day. It took me maybe a week or a month to build this up and grow it. And you get to this psychological number in your head. Okay, if I get to $2,000, I can trade with more shares, trade with more money, and make more money. But also, if you don't have risk management in control, then you're not going to be able to manage those emotions either. So understanding that there are going to be fluctuations in trading and that there are going to be days where you lose money. It's all about making sure that you lose less money than the money that you're making. And that's basically what I wanted to showcase here. To where now I'm able to take positions like this and actually have a significant amount of money. Right now there's $11,000 in the market, and I had multiple positions. A lot of them were swing trades, some of them were day trades. Like right here was $1,700. I had 100 shares of Lyft at a 1586 average, and I made 10% on that, locking in $171. This position here on Sound had 200 shares, an average price of 572, and these are the last prices of what they are now. Total cost 1,100, and I made $125, another 10%. So right here was literally close to, I believe, $200 or $300 in profits, and we were able to lock this in and make some decent money by being able to make $200, $300, $400 in a single day. Really I want to give you guys that inspiration that it is possible. It is possible. You just have to keep at it. You have to keep grinding. You have to to want it bad enough and just continue showing up, guys. In no way is this video boasting or bragging. Again, $2,000 or even $1,000 isn't a lot of money. It's not life-changing money. It's not money that I can just, quit my job and travel the world with. But it is a small sense of hope for people who are just starting out investing. For all of you who know, I do trade with a smaller amount of money. Um, I like to start with about $1,000 to $2,000 and then build that up. I built it up several times, taking 1,000 and building it up to 6,000. I took 2,000 and built it up to 5,000. And each time I do that, I like to take profits out of the market to fund other things, to either do down payments on a car, down payments on a house, fund a vacation, or just have some extra money in my bank account. And by doing that, it allows me to not only control my emotions a little better, but also be able to take those profits out of the market and use it. Because again, I'm not trading just to trade for fun. I'm trading because I want to make money and I want to use that money for other things in my life. And as good as it sounds to grow an account to 10 or 20 or 30,000 or $100,000, if you're not emotionally sound, or you don't know how to control your emotions when trading a larger amount or a larger cash account size, then that is when it's okay to scale back down, take some profits out, maybe put it in a savings account, or put it into an investing account where you can now use that money for your future by holding it in a long-term account or long-term ETFs, or use that money to go on vacation and have fun. The point is, starting small and learning as you go, building those skills and building your confidence and your emotional tolerance for larger position sizes and larger swings, being down 100, 200, $300 in a single day. How does that make you feel? How would that make you feel? Maybe think about that for a little bit if you are just first starting out on trading. We always think about the green days and how great they can be and how much money we can make and how scalable it can be. But a lot of us don't really think about the downside or how much money we can lose when we start investing. So I want you to flip that mindset. Always know that you could lose 100% of your money in the market. Some trades are riskier than others, and some types of markets are riskier than others. I trade stocks with cash. Some people use margin or leveraged money they don't have. Some people trade options. So you can buy an option for $50, $5, and if that option expires worthless, then you lose those $50. So I don't trade options, but that doesn't mean you necessarily don't have to trade options. All I'm trying to say is just give you a bit of encouragement and a little bit of hope when you are maybe struggling with a small account and growing it, or if you don't see the progress that you want or expected. It's okay to be where you are. Everyone starts where they start. Everyone has a different background, and by knowing your own background and your own trading style and your own risk tolerance and your own emotions and how you deal with them will lead to you being more successful and a better trader or investor over time. So I hope this was somewhat insightful or helpful to you in some way. And all that I ask from you today is just to smash that like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you're curious about joining our Investing for Beginners community with over 70,000 members, check it out. It's on Facebook. It's a private group. It's free to join, and all you have to do is basically request to get in. And if you're more into day trading or swing trading, definitely consider joining our Discord. We're just about to cross over 1,000 members, and that is also 100% free, lifetime access, and that's going to be the first link in the description below. So again, thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.